Atau sesi yang kedua yaitu sesi presentasi dan juga demo, di mana kita akan bertemu dengan Mr. Alessandro Bibiano. Beliau merupakan perwakilan dari Klindex Italia yang mana sedang berfokus pada pasar yang ada di Asia, terutama beliau sudah ada di marketing Asia ini sejak tahun 1996 tentunya. Pertama kali beliau datang di Indonesia tahun 2009 dan sudah beberapa kali juga datang ke Indonesia. Ya, langsung aja kita berikan tepuk tangan yang meriah. Please welcome Mr. Alessandro Bibiano.
Company which I represent, Klindex, and also the product which we produce. Also thank you the SNG Indonesia team which is doing this and preparing this seminar in very professional way. So in this small and short introduction, I will explain why you can think about Klindex, your partner for the flooring solution. We can provide really a totally flooring solution. It can be concrete, it can be stone, it can be wood, or it can be other kind of application. So first of all, I will introduce a little bit what we produce, what is our company. Then we go into main topics about the discussion, which are the concrete solution and the stone care and maintenance. So who Klindex is, who we are. So Klindex was founded in 1989 and it was one of the first companies to introduce and patented the new technology using diamond synthetic for grinding and polishing floors. So it was the first company to change the way to treat and to work on the flooring with the machine, to change drastically the system. And in a few years it becomes now the worldwide market leader thanks to the wide range of products which are totally and strictly made in Italy. So we can say that the mission of the company is to developing, producing and supply the latest technology for grinding, polishing and maintenance on all kind of floor. We have our internal laboratory, internal research and development team which works very hard to improve and to make an environment better. We also offer a lot of consulting and training to our customers to support them to deliver a perfect floor in the shortest time. So we have two warehouses in Italy, which more than 6,000 square meter cover. We have 80 people involved in the company to producing and working in the company. Then we work with some university for engineering or L'Aquila for developing some innovative products. We are certified ISO 9001 and also through the Italian Quality Institute for the machinery to prove the quality. In the world we have a different branch, like for example next time next speech will be from Mr. Anderson, which comes from Australia, but we work through the dealers, which are more than 200 dealers worldwide, more than 300,000 customers, and we have 80% with the export. Just to give some small introduction about what is Klindex in the world and what Klindex producing. So as a mission, we're talking now, the mission is also to continually to improve the way we can approach the flooring solution. We have we invest a lot in the research and develop new product which really make a big change in the just to especially because we want to have some product which is performing better, which is finishing better, and which produce much more high. We have a better cost and better finishing and production. Some latest technology which we launched is the laser grinder, which is a machine which is connected with the laser on board, which delivers the ultra flat floor, which you see in the details, to make a very, very flat finishing floor. The triple K, which is a machine which triplify the operation of one operator, so to make a 3 times faster, 3 times with only one operator, and the expander range, which is the expander autopilot range, which are the very latest technology for the machine which work with autopilot system. It means it works themselves. Can you imagine? So this is the autopilot. This is one technology which only Kleenex today has in the range. It's a machine which can basically operate without the operator give all the more than the few inputs. So you can deliver the floor in full automatic way. I'll show you very quickly the one sample of this machine. It's working with remote control, but as you can see, the operator is not controlling the machine. The machine is doing the job automatically. You can be able to turn, to overlap, to follow some instruction, and see it's in full automatic position. What is the advantage of the autopilot? That the machine can work from morning to night at the same and constant way. The machine is not related too much to the operator, no? Which is maybe slow down or go fast or jumping. So the machine works at the same way, delivering the floor constant from the starting to the end. And this also gives a much higher productivity, because second, you don't need more than one operator to control the machine, to control the area, so you reduce also the number of the labor. This machine is is our top sellers in the range of the big grinder machine, because now everybody is looking for something which is fast, which is give a better performing and reduce the cost of the labor. Another technology is about ultra flat floor. As you know, especially in the logistic, in the warehouse and the factory, especially with the very high scaffolds, we call it very narrow aisle warehouse. In that situation, the floor must be 3 to 4 times more flat than normal flooring. And we developed a machine which can making the floor super flat thanks to the laser controlling on board. So the machine has a laser which controlling the level of the floor, a millimetric level. So you can achieve a super flat floor even in what is required for the international norms in the USA or in Europe, which when there's required the ultra flat floor. So you can see the machine, just a sample, is controlled by the laser. So automatically it can lift or slow down to cut and to deliver the floor. So at the end you have the floor which is 1 to 1.5 millimeter difference maximum tolerance from one point to the other point. Another new things, this is for more for the maintenance. What is the major problem? Is to reduce the number of labor. So we have we developed the machine. This is the picture you see on the left side is in Marina Bensei in Singapore. So this is a machine, basically it's 3 machines in one. So one operator now you can run 3 machines. The machine is a single phase, so you can plug and use it like a normal single machine. It's very easy to use, but this machine does the job of 3 operators. So it means that when you go, you can do the, for example, repolishing marble, stripping, deep cleaning, scrubbing, buffing, using one only machine instead to bring 3 machines. They get the same time, same performance. So this is something new and unique in the part of range of Kleenex product. Then we have we go very quickly in what is the production of Kleenex. So we can say that Kleenex has the very large range. It's the largest range of floor grinding machine. We have a machine very big for large area, or maybe for commercial or for big warehousing. but we have also the small machine for residential. Some technology and some system is unique, which improve a lot the quality and the environment of the job. Then we have the varnishing machine, which has all the machine for maintenance, to maintain the floor shining, to maintain the floor clean. In that situation, we have the full range of the buffing machine, from big one to be used in large area or to small one for residential and for other kind of operation, for hotels, for everything. So grinding machine first, varnishing machine is for the final job or for maintenance of the flooring. Then also we have the full range of dust collector, because most of this operation are dry, so you need to connect the machine to the dust collector, as we see later. We see some demonstration later. And we have a very professional, a very special dust collector, which allow to operate, to collect a huge amount of dust, even fine dust, even dangerous dust, since the machine is connected with the special filter and the HEPA filter. So you can, and the machine comes with full automatic cleaning system. So you don't need to shake, you don't need to. So when you're working dust free, because the machine has the system to keep clean the filter and to avoid that dust goes everywhere when you do the job. Apart the big machine, Cleandex is also specialized in everything, every kind of application where it's complicated to reach. So we have a large range of machine to reach, to work in a complicated area of the job. For example, staircase, when you have to do polishing staircase, when you have to polish a narrow area, or inside the lift, inside bathroom, bathroom top, or for example for wall. So everything related to the complicated area, Cleandex produces a very large range which is suitable to reach any sector, any area. Along with the machine, remember the first picture I told you that you can consider Cleandex really totally flooring solution. We have a wide range of product and chemicals, to polishing the marble, to polishing engineering tiles, granite, but also for sealing, for waterproofing, for removing stain, rust, everything related, along with the full range of the tooling for making different kind of finishing. We can make a super gloss finishing, we can make bush chambering finishing, we can make sandblasting finishing, antique finishing, matte, satin. So we have a very large to achieve with different kind of finishing about what is the required. But now we go in the main topics of the discussion. What, where, and what is the main application of Cleandex machine? We will divide this in two. First, we will discuss about now the most interesting and most pick-up job, which is polished concrete floor. I don't know if I think some of you I know already. They're already using this kind of flooring, they already know about the flooring. Second point we will discuss is about stone and marble. I wish we can make this very interactive. So if you need to ask anything during this section, feel free to ask me, to interrupt me, because this will make this very interactive. So what is super concrete? Super concrete is a system which is developed by Cleandex to transform any concrete in something which is smooth, which is glossy, which is beautiful, which is easy to clean, and which is very strong air resistant. So with this system, with the super concrete system, with few steps, with using our grinding machine, our chemical, our tools, we can deliver a very nice and glossy floor. This kind of solution is become very, very popular, very trendy. Now polished concrete is the first choice on as flooring when using for warehouse or for logistics in many countries, Australia, US, North Europe, but also Asia. It's become very popular, very trendy. because this kind of floor is very versatile. So the business owners, the homeowners, they can adjust the system according to the requirements. So it's very versatile and very trendy. We will see later that during the process we can customize the finishing the floor. We can make, we change the color. We can create a logo. When we discuss about polished concrete, we can say that we can offer also different solutions, different level of polished concrete. We have 3 different levels. One is the premium, which is the most complete system, the most professional, where we can deliver the floor which is super flat, very flat, which is super gloss and very resistant. I mean, the most complete. But sometimes the budget is different, so we can provide what we call super concrete fast, which is only 4 steps, a very fast system where we follow the existing waving of the concrete and we deliver the same kind of gloss, same kind of finishing, but using the less number of steps, so it means it's very, very much more cheap. And then we have the HS system. Yeah, in Jakarta we had some sample where we only polishing the skin of the concrete, just the topping part. This is very nice effect, but it's suitable only when we have a good concrete or a new laid concrete. So we can offer 3 different levels according to the budget, according to the aesthetic requirement, according also the needs of the customer. As we say, I will show you the nice things about polished concrete that we can also change the color, but not using the paint, some things which can be scratched or can be peeling off. There is a system, beton color dye, which is we use in the middle of the processing. The color goes inside the concrete, become permanent, so it's not easy to, you cannot remove by some things or spilling or scratching. And you can create some things, the only imagination is the limit, because you can change the color, make a logo, make a design, writing. You can do something which only the imagination is a limit. Very important when you have to do in the factory, so to divide the sections. So from the plain and the normal concrete, you can have a different kind of finishing. So where a polished concrete is suitable, where we can offer a polished concrete solution. Basically, everywhere now you have a concrete and the customer is looking for something which is nice, which is durable, which is easy to clean. So retail shop, logistics center, car park, commercial area, office, warehouse, everything, airport, hangar, school, museum. Now polished concrete, just to give you some sample, is used. This old sample of polished, almost cinema. They're using as trendy, not just because economical, but very trendy solution. This is just some sample, no, where you know. So why people now choosing polished concrete? One of the main reasons is because it's a very affordable, very economic way. Since you don't need to put on top other kind of flooring, like tiles, marble, granite, like for example other coating. So you can make this solution we can call very, very cost effective, very affordable. Also, it's about the life cycle of the flooring. Basically, the good thing is the concrete, when you polishing, you can maintain forever with very, very, very low cost. And it is so easy to clean, since you have homogeneous thin flooring without joint, without point which weak to be and easy to stain. And it can be easily maintained and mopping, very, very easy. So very cost effective to apply, very cost effective to maintain, very economic to maintain. But there is some other point, a very strong point about polished concrete. One is about the resistance. This floor, thanks to the system we use, we will see in detail after, we can consider one of the most strong and durable flooring. It's very, very hard and very difficult to scratch. During the processing, we apply some chemical called lithium silicate. This kind of product reacts with the free lime or the cement to create a topping part which becomes very, very hard. And longer stay, more harder it becomes, the flooring. If you see here, this slide, the last row, there is on the top, there is a not treated cement, and at the base we have a treated by super concrete system and beton hardener as densifier, which make the concrete harder. If you see the last row, the abrasion resistance, this is measuring how deep you can consume by the revolution of a certain machine. If you see the last row, after the 1,600 revolution, which is a cycle of 1 year walking and forklift on top on the cement, this floor is up to 10 times harder, so the consumption is 10 times less. So it means that this concrete floor becomes almost 10 times stronger, 10 times longer life. The other point is about safe and no slippery. Because most of people, when they think about polished concrete, that is, but it's smooth, it's glossy, they think it's slippery. This is a very important point. A polished concrete is not slippery floor. It's very safe floor in both conditions, dry or wet, which is very important. It's not something like some kind of flooring with a polished that can be slippery. From the test we can also do on the flooring, you can see here the coefficient of friction, which means how much grip you get on the floor. It is always staying very good, over 0.7 new. So it means that in both conditions, even the wet, there is no problem for slippery floor for people working, but even for forklift, for truck, for car. So for example, for parking, most people they think it's slippery. It is not really slippery than a normal matte concrete. Another point is about the hygienic. Is the floor hygienic? Is the floor suitable for food and processing or food packaging processing? Yes, because we are using the system where we make the flooring totally closed, totally sealed, does not absorb, but very important, it also does not block the floor to breathe. So there is not problem to trap moisturing, which creating damp, creating area where the germs and bacteria can proliferate. So this is the super concrete floor is very suitable every time you want to apply in that area. It can be a restaurant or can be food processing or factory for food where they're using food, because it's also in accordance with the norms, US norm and Europe norm about food processing. It also very resistant about stains. So another question maybe they will ask you, is resistant if some oil spilling off or some other chemical? Yes. You can see the concrete, after this treatment, it becomes very resistant for the major stains. So there is no problem about spilling oil on the wine or other kind of chemical. So it's very resistant to the major chemical. Another very important point about polished concrete is about electricity conductivity. You know that sometimes you'll be shocked by even when you go out from the car. This is very important. In all the factory, or the laboratory, or the way they are producing electronic component, the floor must have a good electronic conductivity. So this super concrete, since we don't use any coating which maybe interfere with the conductivity of the floor, this is the solution which is very appreciated in that situation. But also when you work in the factory with automatic AGV trolley, this automatic, normally they have to work on the floor and it should not be electrostatically charged. So this is super concrete is keep the floor very good conductivity, and is suitable for the factory when they're using, they need to producing electronic component, but also on the factory when they use this AGV vehicle. And at the end, but not at the last, is about the choice about super concrete. Is we can call also an eco-friendly choice. We are not using VOC compound component. We are not using solvent or some other material which can be migrate or can create allergenic odor. So it is a solution we can call eco-friendly system. I will make some sample or how can be nice, how can be flat floor, and in many applications, no, in the warehouse. You can see the concrete can become like a mirror finishing. This is ABB factory, for example, where they're producing the component, the old concrete, which was totally grinded from the old PVC and epoxy, and then was polished. A logistic area. So yeah, even in this situation, you have the forklift, it can go very fast because it's smooth, so there's no jump, like normally happen in normal situation. So just to give an example of how you can see the reflectivity of the floor. Also give another sense. When we have the polished concrete, even you save in the light illumination because the floor shining create an ambience which is more lighting, so you need less use of the electricity to use. But also school or museum, they're using this kind of floor now instead because it's clean, easy to maintain it clean, and nice to also as an ambient effect. You can apply or you can make a logo. For example, this is just like a stencil logo. You can apply the stencil, dye the rest, so you can have the logo where it's very important where you have to have to delimitate or indicate something in the area. So there are so many jobs now done. This has become really the first choice. I think now after this presentation, maybe we can do some kind of small testing, small training, and we can see what can be the processing used with the machine. We have a sample of the small machine here, sample dust collector, and maybe this is the occasion for you to ask some things. I'm very sorry I don't speak Indonesian, and also sorry for my English is very bad, so maybe I like to have some things more interactive. So I think now we stop about discussing here. We make something more in details, and Ronnie and Stefan, we can help you to translate and to answer your question. And after we discuss about the second topic, which is marble, granite, maintenance, grinding, and polishing. So we would like to invite everybody here to see what we can do on the marble, how this processing format. So how this is a normal concrete, okay? The concrete normally is grinded first with a coarse diamond grit, which is able to make it flat and to expose the aggregate on the gravel.
Ya, ini jadi beton biasa, tapi kita nggak mungkin melakukan semua di area besar ya. Jadi kita coba sedikit. Biasanya di cutting yang pertama dengan metal pad.
Betonar. Yeah, okay, sir.
Wet or dry?
No, dry. We can just show the dust. Yeah, beton hardness. As you can see, can we open the machine? So what we're using now, we are using a grinder machine. This is one of the most best-seller machine for Kleenex because it's very versatile. It's single phase, but it's very powerful. Normally, when we do this operation, we connect with the dust collector. But as you can see, we use this coarse diamond to grind. So we make a flat surfacing and we remove the weak part, which is the milk or the cement, or remove the damaged area to prepare the surfacing in a very flat and very smooth level.
Ini
filter missing.
sorry, vakumnya tadi disiapkan untuk vakum basah soalnya. Filternya dilepas. Ternyata yang di demonya kering. So ini salah satu contohnya tadi. Kalau perbedaannya dengan shot glass ya. Pada saat dengan shot glass Bapak tadi tidak lihat ada debu yang seperti ini. Tapi ini memang kalau kering harus connect dengan vakum. Pada saat prosesnya harus connectnya dengan vakum. Jadi sebetulnya tadi dia gerinda untuk menghilangkan kalau ada permukaan-permukaan yang lemah, yang gampang lepas dan sebagainya. Fungsi grindingnya seperti itu. Dan ini ada diamondnya di sini. Jadi ini adalah gunakan metal pad. Gitu ya. Mungkin kalau yang nanti setelah selesai acaranya mau mengumpulkan diamond yang ada di situ untuk buat cincin juga bisa.
You put the 1,500 there. Okay. Yeah, but they missed the filter.
Yeah.
They missed. Okay. Of course, this operation, when you do with a big machine, you do try because when it's very difficult to collect all the slurry. But the small machine you can also work wet. But just to have the concept. So first, the concrete is grinded. So it means we prepare the base and we remove everything. After, we apply the chemical which make harder, which is called a beton hardener. I asked them to take the beton hardener.
Okay. Beton hardener. Beton hardener. This already applied with beton hardener.
Yeah, just to explain. Okay, no problem. So just to have an idea of the processing. So we grind first, we apply the chemical which is beton hardener, which is a lithium sodium silicate. This chemical go deeply up to 20 millimeters and start to make a reaction with the free lime on the cement. So it makes the cement much more harder as we showed before. Once the reaction, so the day after, normally we leave for one night or for one day, then we go with the grinding for next steps until we honing, we making the polishing like we have here, just changing the tools. So you want to show the... And once we do the last passage with what we call resin diamond pads, we can apply some lithium guard sealer, which create very thin skin, thin film, very, very hard, which also make the flooring stain proof. So we will apply, just to show an example now, the resin bond as last passage, because this was the same floor, not just, you can see it was the same floor before. And then we apply the guard lithium, we wait a little bit to become dry, and then we buff with the buffing machine.
Jadi sebetulnya prosesnya ada beberapa tahap. Jadi awal tadi gunakan metal padnya sendiri ada gridnya, tapi mereka mempermudah sistemnya dengan cukup mengingat nomornya CA0, CA1, CA2, CA3 seperti itu. Tapi kalau lantainya lebih kasar lagi, ada gridnya dia yang CA00, double zero mereka menyebutnya. Bisa seperti itu. Sebetulnya harus diaplikasikan sampai CA3, setelah selesai kemudian diaplikasi dengan chemicalnya beton hardener. Beton hardenernya biasanya dibiarkan semalam, kemudian besoknya baru kita aplikasi lagi dengan resin pad. Resin pad sama persis dengan metal pad tadi, hanya dia pengikatnya adalah resin. Di dalamnya juga ada diamondnya seperti itu. Kemudian resin padnya ini bisa diaplikasikan mulai dari grade 50, 100, 200. Setelah itu berapa Pak berarti kalau 50, 100, 200, 400, 800, kemudian 1.500. Mestinya 1.600. Saya nggak tahu yang 100 dikorupsi di mana. Jadinya 1.500 kemudian 3.000. Mungkin untuk mempermudah. Tuh. Ini dia akan demokan. Ini sebetulnya beton yang sama.
You can also see the difference by the noise. now we are just making the final polishing.
By using the water.
Normally we do dry. We recommend to do dry, but you have to connect the machine to the dust collector.
Jadi beda dari suaranya tadi dengan mesin yang sama karena tadi dia memang grindingnya lebih dalam dengan metal pad. Ini Bapak bisa bandingkan dengan suaranya nih. Disarankan memang dilakukan kering pada saat di tahap-tahapnya seperti ini. Ini grade 1.500. Ini yang dilakukan di grade 1.500. Jadi seperti di acara masak. Nanti disimpan ke bawah ternyata kuenya sudah jadi. Ya, anggap dari sini ke sini gitu. Prosesnya perlu beberapa waktu.
So very important thing is that we can do polish concrete with all our grinding range machine. You can do with this to the big. You have get always the same nice result. Only what change which is how many square meter you can do per hour. Of course, a big machine like we saw, full automatic, is able to do up to 300 to 500 square meter per day. With this machine with single phase, you can do 40 to 80 square meter per day. But the quality of job is the same.
Jadi mesinnya mereka, sistemnya diatur supaya Bapak Ibu punya mesin apapun bisa menggunakan dengan sistem kerja yang sama dan hasilnya akan sama. Mesin yang kecil seperti ini bisa bekerja 40 sampai 80 meter persegi per hari. Tapi pad yang sama, semua sistemnya yang sama, bisa tinggal dirubah, ditaruh di mesin yang lebih besar. Tentunya kalau proyeknya skalanya lebih besar, Bapak perlu mesin-mesin yang lebih besar supaya lebih cepat prosesnya.
Exactly. So after we pastel with the last grit with resin bond, and before we grind it, before we apply the densified the beton hardener, we will have already the surface which is nice, which is smooth, which is also very low absorbing already, because the densifier it's already make like a ceiling. But to make a super gloss, to make a super nice, what we do after the last step, we apply the lithium guard sealer, which is some things which creating extra protection, extra gloss, and also it works like a sacrifice film. So it means that we can be easily reapplied when just repolish it every time you need to refresh the shining. So what we do, we remove this machine now. We have to clean a little bit dust and apply the guard lithium. We wait to become dry. In the meantime, we talk about the marble, and then we polishing after 10 minutes.
Ya, jadi waktu awal tadi dengan beton hardener, kemudian kita naik dengan resin padnya mulai dari 50 sampai 1.500 atau sampai 3.000 tergantung seberapa yang diinginkan. Kemudian ada satu aplikasi lagi beton lithium. Beton lithium itu fungsinya juga sebagai sealer. Sebagai sealer, cuma di tahap proses akhirnya nanti setelah itu tidak menggunakan mesin ini, menggunakan mesin varnisher. Sehingga itu yang bisa sewaktu-waktu Anda perlukan bisa reply lagi di satu saat itu. Oke. Kita nanti akan aplikasikan, kemudian nanti kita akan coba juga untuk polishnya. Kemudian sementara akan dijelaskan tentang marmer. Tapi sementara ini ada pertanyaan, silakan. Atau ada yang mau coba?
Sorry, super concrete as conductive. We cannot say, I mean, cement is conductive. Cement is conductive. So we can, once we do the polishing, since we open the cement, it is more conductive than when you have just the milking on top, because that is contain quartz, and the quartz is less conductivity. So when we do a concrete polishing, the conductivity increase. So it is better for the AGV, for the electrostatic. So it is not a conductive material, but the concrete is mixed, everything. Also you have the steel in the middle, which helps the conductivity. The problem is that sometimes you apply some coating which is not conductive, and then the floor become easy to charge electrostatically, and is not good. So with polished concrete we avoid that situation, but we will improve the conductivity of the cement which is already conductive.
Oke, ada pertanyaan lainnya? Silakan.
Tadi disebutkan konkret hardener.
Ya.
Sekarang konkret hardenernya di-apply untuk penetrate di dalam konkret. Tapi keras konkretnya lebih tinggi. Jadi pilihnya yang mana? Konkretnya yang keras atau konkret yang jelek untuk dapat diberi hardener supaya hasilnya bagus.
We asked about to apply the beton hardener to which concrete, wood concrete or bed concrete.
We have a different beton hardener. We have 3 different beton hardener with different concentration and with different molecular. This is a very interesting question. When you have a very poor concrete, very absorbing, we suggest beton hardener K35, which is the best seller we have in Southeast Asia. This beton hardener K35 is very concentrated. The molecular is a little bit bigger and is able to seal and to intensify better a poor concrete. Okay? We also provide very concentrate. Minimum you have to dilute 1 to 2 with water, up to 1 to 4. This to reduce the cost. The only thing is that this kind of molecule, as it since is bigger, has the reaction to make harder slower than other beton harder lithium, for example. So when you have a poor concrete, which is bad concrete, I recommend to use K35 instead to have the lithium, which is much more expensive, fast reaction, but the molecule is too small, you have to apply too much, then the cost will be too high. So in that situation, you apply K35. When we have the good concrete, which is troweled with the dry shake quartz, when you want to make a topping, in that situation, using the beton hardened lithium, which is a nanomolecular, very small, it is convenient because you just sealing the topping part, it reacts fast with the free line, and you don't have too much residual on, and easy to apply. That's it. So in the middle we have beton hardened K10, but this is just for some situations. So with K35 and lithium hardener, you can really approach all kind of concrete. So when it's bad, K35, when it's very hard, very close porous, the lithium. Some my customers, what they do, to reduce the cost, to make a delivery a better floor, because the point is that, I'm sorry, I go a little bit, and then I will translate. How and when the concrete become hard? We are no magician, you apply some things and make harder, because the reaction, takes time. Okay? With the K35, it takes at least 4 to 8 weeks to make a reaction. So, yes. Because old concrete, especially, the reaction, the already cured, so it's very hard to make a reaction. But the new concrete, when it's wet, if you apply on the fresh, on the wet concrete, this reaction is fast because it happens in 28 days of the reaction, and then it continues. But this reaction continues in a job. So in most of cases, you are working on concrete which are already cured. Maybe it's 1 year, maybe it's 10 years old. So that's and it's poor concrete sometimes, like with the gravel, with that. So my recommendation is, after you grind it with a metal bond, you apply beton hardened K35. You apply 2 or 3 times until it does not absorb. This is cost effective for you, very cheap to do. You dilute with water, but it helps to make a base because the molecular is bigger and stay in this 5-10 millimeter which we need to operate. Then if you want to make a masterpiece of job, if you want to make a super job, maybe high gloss and maybe much more resistance, after you go from grit to 400, which when the concrete is already almost closed, we can apply 1 thin coating of beton hardened lithium because stay on top. This also make a better finishing at the end and also more stain proof. So this is the recommendation. You understand?
No.
No.
ngomongnya terlalu panjang, saya sendiri sudah lupa. Tapi pada poinnya begini, saya kira Bapak sudah tangkap ya Pak tadi poinnya. Jadi pertanyaannya adalah kalau beton hardener, kondisi betonnya jelek ataupun bagus, kapan kita apply? Di mereka punya, di Klindex ada 3 macam, ada beton hardener K25, beton hardener K10, dan beton hardener lithium. Beton hardener lithium yang paling baik, tapi harganya pasti lebih mahal, ukuran size-nya jauh lebih kecil, nano size gitu. So pada saat menemukan beton yang poros, pori-porinya besar, gunakan saja beton hardener K25 karena dia memang size-nya lebih besar. Kalau kita pakai yang terlalu kecil, beton hardener lithium, begitu kita apply dia akan shock ke dalam, apply lagi dia akan meresap ke dalam, wasting money gitu. Jadi pakai beton hardener yang K25 dan bisa diaplikasikan 2-3 kali. Tapi kalau betonnya bagus, porinya kecil, semuanya tertutup rapat dan sebagainya, bisa aplikasikan beton hardener lithium. Dan di beberapa kasus ada kalanya aplikatornya mereka mengaplikasikannya seperti ini. Beton hardener K25 diaplikasikan 2-3 kali, kemudian dipoles, sudah mendekatin glossnya sudah yang mau didapatkan, dan mereka kalau mau improve lebih bagus lagi, di tahap akhir diaplikasi tipis lagi beton hardener lithium.
Yes. So now I think we can remove this machine, remove the dust, and apply the lithium, which is the product which makes super gloss and also more stain resistant. This lithium, same, is a nano lithium chemical, which is like a liquid glass, basically. It creates some glossy film, but also that one. This takes normally 4 to 5 days to become very hard. So, and when it becomes very difficult to scratch. But in case maybe you have some area with a lot of forklift, maybe it can be some light marks, it can be easily repolished by the varnishing machine, which create a friction on topping and then make again the shining again.
Cement terrazzo or epoxy terrazzo?
No, cement. Cement.
Cement.
We do a lot of epoxy terrazzo, but that is different. I think this is looks like a cement terrazzo because when you do sample, concrete is depends from the region, depends from which kind of stone they have in the local, depends which cement they use, but all concrete can be grinded and polished. The finishing is changing. Before I show you some pictures. Some concrete is more dark, some concrete is more light color, some concrete have the black basalt, some have the cream river stones, depend from the region. But the concept is that. In that case, maybe they use some stones and looks like a terrazzo.
Jadi yang ini memang tampilannya agak beda, sebetulnya beton biasa, cuma kemarin sebelum ditrowel ditaburin dengan batu-batu kecil marmer gitu, memang untuk tampilannya. Tapi sebetulnya tidak perlu seperti ini pun, bisa juga hanya beton biasa yang Bapak Ibu sudah gunakan. Kemudian bisa dipoles. Apakah mau tampilannya full agregat atau kita tidak perlu cutting sama sekali? Kalau mau yang full agregat, cuttingnya biasanya antara 5 mili sampai 1 cm.
Dust. Better to some water. A little bit. That's water. No, vacuum. It's small.
Pada saat aplikasi beton guard lithium, yang salah satu paling pentingnya adalah dia harus betul-betul bersih dari debu. Gitu. Cara paling mudahnya kalau bersihin debunya, lantainya diangkat terus dulu. Ya, kita harus punya orang yang cukup kuat untuk angkat lantainya. Itu sebabnya saya masih di hire di Sentracon. Biasanya suruh ngangkat lantai.
Clean, maybe that is no good. Okay, so now just is a lot of dust. This is why normally we work with a machine connected to the vacuum cleaner, so it's easy to remove the excess of dust. When you apply okay. So what we clean now, we apply this product, which is beton-guard lithium, which is a nano-lithium. And then we buff with the varnishing machine, which is there. What is this?
Number 6.
No, just you need you can reverse. This is from. Okay, it's okay. Well, what we can use is microfiber pad. But because this leaves too much residual. No, this is not good. We can take one of this 17-inch.
I can apply this for you lungs and then we do relaxation if you don't mind.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay, we will see this a little bit later, so we don't have the time. So we come back in the other topics about the Cleandex products and Cleandex equipment. Can you just go back to the?
Ini nanti akan diaplikasikan, soalnya kalau khusus yang beton guard lithium nggak bisa setelah diaplikasikan terus dipoles. Padahal ada satu materi lagi yang mau disampaikan tentang marmer, akhirnya diputusin. Sementara kita akan dengarkan tentang marmer, tapi nanti setelah break, masuk di sesi ketiga, kita akan aplikasikan ini tadi.
Okay.
Gitu.
So we discuss about polish and concrete, how Cleandex can be a very good partner of you in case about polish and concrete, because it can provide you everything for the concrete, for grinding, for sealing, for polishing, for buffing, everything. And where the polished concrete is possible to apply. Now we did another point about, and we see some other innovation we're producing. Cleandex is today recognized worldwide from many customers that is the best system for grinding and polishing natural stones. We have contractors and company worldwide using our equipment, our chemical, our system for daily project. We also, during the time, we introduced a lot of innovation in that stone care maintenance, stone care grinding system, and we received few nomination for the best innovative product in the major and the most important exhibition. We have a very large range of machine for grinding. For example, we have new shopping mall, new big hotel, when you do large project. But we have also a machine, like the machine we saw before, which are very versatile. You can use it for residential job, you can use it for maintenance lobby or for restoration, everything. And it's very versatile, unique machine, because also easy to carry, easy to load, easy to transport. But also we have the whole range of machine, which we'll see some sample here, to work in the operation where you need special equipment. We are unique to producing a benchtop machine, UFO, for when you have to grinding a kitchen top or countertop, or you work in a very small area with a lift inside the staircase, everything. The full range of diamond for doing a different kind of operation and for bringing any floor from dull to gloss, or from making bush hammer, antique finishing, no slippery. And for this reason, when we talk about the Cleandex, we really change the way to approach the marble and the granite polishing. Really make a big evolution in the market. Just to have an example where the machine is using, maybe you can recognize some location. We can proud to say that our machine is even used, because recognized as the best system It's used also, I'm very proud to say, we use it to polishing the white Carrara marble, where the Kaaba is located. So machine is working just in front of there. They use our machine to work and to grinding one of the most luxury and expensive mall in Dubai. They're using our product, our machines, to grinding and to maintain. All Middle East, which they're using in the holiest place, they're using our product, our machine. Even inside the Mecca, they're using our machine for restoration of the marble column, because we were the only company to provide in the system, even for that situation and that application. But also in China, when they are producing or in Macau or in Hong Kong, or when they do something special, something very luxury, they prefer to use our equipment. It's just some sample of application, some airport worldwide. Even the very luxury hotel, when they use very super expensive floor. This floor is Lincoln, Colorado. The cost per square meter is over 1,000 euro per square meter, only the material. Maintenance, when you have to do large area maintenance, they're using our equipment. Other situation in Iran. So the shopping mall in China, the same. So we are proud to say that the Cleandex system, recognized as the best system, is very used worldwide from many customers. And we have this big range. What we have new now, what we introduced now, I remember before I told you that every time Cleandex tried to develop the system to introduce new advanced technique to reduce the time, to make it easy, and to reduce the cost. So this is something very new, which we can see then later, which make even easy now to restore a very dull or damaged marble flooring. This is the evolution of the normal diamond pad system. We developed the Helica diamond pads, which are special diamond impregnated with diamond segment, which make it much more easy to achieve high gloss with any machine. These Helica pads are available in different sizes to be used with a floor grinding machine, for big grinding planetario, but also to be used for small grinder when you have to do small area. The advantage is that it is very fast and very easy processing compared to the normal. You need less consumption of water because the lubrication is much more better. It gives a better, you will see later, better high gloss compared to the normal traditional system to work. So we can say that it is very easy to use, very noiseless. Imagine you have to work in the night time in the hotel. So this system does not make noise because it's very smooth and very light. But also the less consumption of water means that you don't make all this slurry or mess around. This is something new. Another thing very new and very unique about the Cleandex product, when we talk about stone care and maintenance, is a stone soap. Because one of the questions about marble restoration, people say, how last long? No, how last the shining? How long it lasts? They say, no? This is the first question. So we developed one chemical which is just dedicated to maintain the marble glossy, marble shining. This is very unique. It's based on nanotechnology chemicals, because in one chemical you can easily clean the floor. In the meantime, you waterproofing and you seal the surface. If you see the system, and then I think we have the product here, so I can show later. So when in the meantime you wash the floor, you also protect and waterproofing. It means that once you treat the floor with this, the shining becomes much more longer, so last longer because there is no problem we can get stain or damp the flooring. the cost to maintain the floor shining, if you do the regular maintenance in the hotel lobby, it is much less because you need you don't need to go and get reshining again. And also very important, because before somebody asked me about stain and fluorescence. In Southeast Asia, we have a lot of humidity in the air. So sometimes when they don't protect the marble slabs, you got a lot of problem about moisturing and fluorescence pass through the tiles and making the white spot. When you use this product, because it's nano and seal, you go inside and help to reduce this fluorescence coming up and to have the stain. So in one product only, which is unique, you clean and maintain the surfacing. So this is just to talk about a couple of new products which are introduced into the market, which is unique, and to have an idea. We can show this new product here because SNG Indonesia, they prepare some marble slabs. So I would like to invite you to have a small demonstration about the system using all the marble to restore the marble. So everybody is welcome to come here and we go and make some demonstration here. You don't need a professional team or professional labor to use that one. But it's able to restore the marble polishing so fast, so easy, and you can see. The concept is that you have some diamonds which are mounted on a little bit flexible, but not so much flexible base. And this now is used for a lot of customers instead to the traditional system. This is also used to polishing, for example, when you have epoxy terrazzo flooring, because it gives a better finishing than normal diamond. Does not stress the resin part of the resin. It's easy to lock, to fit, so it makes the operation system. What you have in your hand is super shine. It's a little bit different, the product.
So what's the difference?
Okay, this is more rigid. It's able to remove even big scratches, a big stain. This is more for maintenance, just to very light job.
Method dry buffing method.
Yeah. Sorry, what you say?
Dry buffing method.
Also. This is more professional in terms of application. This is more for later steps, just to make, and for very light restoration, when it's a little bit dull, as minor scratches. But if you have a very damaged floor, Elica is the next part. We can use Elica with any machine, now using the 2.5 single disc. We also recommend to use some extra weight on the machine so you get more performing.
What happened with the old marble? There's have a lot of scratch already.
Yeah, no, with Elica, okay, we have a different grit of Elica.
I mean, we have to grind it first or just coat?
With Elica?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do with Elica. You remove the scratch. Now this is number 1, is not very coarse. But if you need big scratch, you have a number 0 or double 0, more gross, more aggressive to removing the This is we don't have the gloss checker here. I always like to work on very bad surfacing. It's better to because not on the slabs. But if you have a very damaged floor, with this system you can really restore in a very easily way. Of course, if you have super uneven floor, when you have the leakage, in that case, I recommend to use a machine like before with planetarium, with the metal point to level the floor. So this is more for restore an existing floor which lose the shining, become scratched, become dull. Apart the Helica and Super Shine, it has a maintenance program. One thing which is very nice that with this system you can really appoint any operator to do the job, because you just say do 1, 2, 3, and 4, finito. It's not complicate things. No? We try to make something which is affordable and easy, and to avoid mistakes. No?
Ya, sistemnya memang dibuat lebih mudah.
At the end. Yeah, at the end. Stone soap is for cleaning and sealing, and use it for maintenance, help. Just to wash the floor. Inside only water, yeah. We work only with water. This is mechanical. In fact, you can see that the floor, it will become mechanically shiny. So it means it's glossy just because the very high gloss finish. By the grinding, by the honing.
When you apply the coating, the last one,
On the marble, we don't apply coating. We do apply on the concrete.
do they still breathing the concrete
Yeah, of course.
after you seal?
It's still able to breathe,
Yeah.
because it's not really coating. It's like a sheet. It's a water-based sealer. We based by nanolithium. The molecule is so small, is smaller, but which is then. I mean I don't know the vapore acqua, come si dice. The moisture, like a Gore-Tex. You know Gore-Tex, textile? It works the same concept. Gore-Tex, if you put water from the top, does not go down, but the moisture, the body can breathe. Same concept, because the moisture molecule is still smaller than the lithium sealer. If you apply some solvent, which create a polymer on top, that is a problem by mostering. But we don't create the film which is closed by a polymer.
Machine and the navigator series.
The navigator, this is mainly developed for the maintenance job, and it's one disc rotating, is under 55 RPM. Quite strong motor, because the motor is 2.5, and is one of the best for maintenance job. The Navigator series is the most powerful single phase grinding and single disc, because it's more a professional machine for grinding, for leveling, for making all kind of job, concrete, granite, marble, wood floor. It's very versatile, but it's a machine which can do the same job, but also can, for example, level the marble after installation, or we can do terrazzo after it's laid on the floor, because you can put the planetario head, which is spinning much more faster, up to 10 times the normal speed. So you have 1000 RPM of the diamond, like you have a 3-hand grinder, so it becomes the real grinding machine. So Navigator is a super single disc which can be transformed in a grinding machine.
So you can use that to do the same job.
You can use that to do it faster. Then, but I tell you, if you have the cleaning company, or a stone carrying maintenance, or I don't know English name, but the company which does a service.
Yeah, service.
Okay,
Cleaning service.
you buy with 100 people or 1,000 people, you buy maybe 2 navigators, 3 navigators to use in a certain situation where you cannot use this one, and then use this one to maintain, to do the everyday job, because easy to carry, easy to load. But if you keep the navigator or the bigger machine to use for the situation where this machine is not suitable. As you can see, the glossy even is become shining just mechanically, without any chemical, just because this pads is able to achieve a super finishing without applying chemical. compared to the normal system. So this system is, believe me, if your floor, like this floor here in the Shangri-La, which is old floor, if you want to restore quickly, you can have this machine, very simple, this pad, and you can make a super gloss finishing, and then with the stone soap, you can give them the solution to maintain glossy without them staying dirty. And if you do with the triple K, you know that because this is triple K, it's like 3 chroma in one operator can do maybe 1,000 square meter per day. So very, very interesting business if you think.
Jadi chroma ini mesin untuk maintenance saja, untuk maintenance floor dan sebagainya. Jadi Pak Wi sempat nanyakan bedanya apa dengan yang levigator. Levigator bisa mulai dari grinding sampai maintenance dia bisa lakukan juga. Cuma ini yang 2,5 HP, ada juga sampai yang lebih besar, sampai yang 4 HP. Dan ini baru menggunakan Elica pad sehingga dia hanya polishing secara mechanical saja, tanpa ada chemicalnya sama sekali. Gitu.
Also the chroma is very noiseless. So it's the machine developed for working in the hotel, because most of this job they work in the night time. So imagine you have to work in the corridor, in the lift, and when the people maybe are sleeping, you can do that one.
Dan chroma ini salah satu mesin yang suaranya tidak terlalu keras sehingga bisa dipakai untuk di hotel dan sebagainya. Sedang ada tamu, mereka bisa kerja di koridor.
I want you to notice the flooring now, after the number 4, how already it is smooth and glossy without chemical. You can check after the number this.
Jadi setelah ini bisa dicek seberapa mulusnya permukaannya, walaupun tanpa chemical. Gitu. Sebetulnya kalau agak jeli, perhatikan airnya, warnanya agak banget, sebetulnya dia terkikis.
Yeah, 5. If you come here, I don't know if you see, the flooring is mechanically shining already. Okay.
Kalau mau lihat dari sebelah sini, bisa lihat bahwa hasilnya beda. Buat yang terbiasa melihat marmer tahu bedanya.
Make times it's in every step of this bed.
No, normal. Now we are working. The molar is more complicated, but normally with this system you can do with one machine complete processing around even up to 100 square meter in a tower. So you can see 8 to 10 square meter per hour, full processing. Okay, good. It's also very smoothing surfacing, but not slippery, very important. Very important things after that. Another product which is unique by Cleandex is this. We call sponge looks or sponge pad. Can I ask you somebody? Do anybody of you already doing marble polishing? You do already marble polishing? Somebody? Do you work on the marble? Do you work? Do you use normally the polishing powder like oxalic acid? Okay. So sometimes when you do certain using the powder, you create a little bit of mess, maybe there is slurry, and sometimes if they stop, they stain. And to restore with the powder is always not nice because you have to go powder, then you clean, wash 2-3 times. We developed this kind of powder, which is made by the powder but made in sponge. So this is like the powder in sponge. And basically we use this for maintenance when there is a large area. Imagine a shopping center or shopping mall where there is everyday people working. And in the night time you must wash. Most of them they use now this kind of pad. They apply on the automatic scrubber dryer, so they sit on one board, and they wash with that pad. So in the meantime they wash, they can also bring shining because this is contained like the oxalic acid inside, or 5-extra as you call it.
Jadi yang biasanya ngerjakan marmer.
So, go. Okay. After the number 5, which we already have the flooring very nice, very smooth. So I want to show this part, how does it work? But maybe we show later. We do with the normal part. We can take this one. And a little bit of powder. So after that, use a little bit of powder. Some operation which you know. I want to see this one. Okay.
What about the difference between the powder with wax polishing?
Yes, important question. Wax is something which the powder contain oxalic acid and aluminum oxide, which make reaction with the calcium carbonate with the marble. This is called a crystallization. Okay. It makes a reaction, so it's changing the topping and make the skin very hard on the marble. It makes the natural gloss. It is not coated. You don't not apply wax on which you need to be then varnished, stripped, then repolished or marked. This is become a natural glossy, like when it comes from the marble polishing line machine from the factory. So this is the totally different. This is not making coating on the floor. The same powder we make in a sponge also, which is very interesting when you want to apply a repolishing without using the powder, without using the polycreme. I will show this one. Oh, no, sorry. So you want this. Open it, No. So this is able now, that's last steps to making the last gloss, to make the last mirror finishing. And after that I will show how we can easily, in one stop, to making shining, making waterproofing with the stone soap. This is also your KP85. Yellow stone from the factory? No. He asked me something very, very important. In the factory, when you do marble, they use some yellow stones, sometimes even for polishing. This is based by 5-extra. The 5-extra is old generation of polishing tools for marble, which contains some material now is not possible to use, but also because it's not very healthy. And also, if you know, if you notice some powder, they itching, very acid. When you put on the floor, you can, when you breathe, it's like this, not itching. This is different, very important. Does not itch. You can, I won't say you can breathe. It's not recommended, but does not itch like the 5-extra or some kind of powder, because it's very much more, no problem, not dangerous like some. And because normally what happens when you do just again, I said, no, give me more. When you do this sometimes on the floor, and this go to itching, even for the people around. But with this powder KP85, you don't have this issue. Another point, when you use KP85 and you wash, does not leave residual too much on the flooring. There is white residual. When you use some kind of powder, like the 5 extra, this residual, no, very easy stay and very difficult to remove. You have to wash 2-3 times the flooring. Sometimes very difficult to remove. This creates a problem because this powder residual, when react with the moisturing, the humidity in the air, it can creating itching again, so reduce the shining and create a fluorescence. Can you vacuum? So very important. This pad now is new and need to be wet a little bit, not to work. No, still too hard. No, once start to working, it becomes soft. It is better in operation. But it's very good when you want to wash the floor. One stop, you wash, and you have the shining. Like you see, as you can see now, the floor is very glossy, very shining, natural, no film like a wax, like that. You can see here, shining, very glossy. Now we have this don't the white pad anyway. I want to show now the stone soap, how it works. This so it means we are cleaning and we are sealing, waterproofing in one stop. Just a little bit, you can put in the water. So you will start to see after 2-3 passage, the water split like when you do waterproofing. Okay, there is no more absorbing on the stone. So washing, when you do with little amount of money, you can leave the floor just washing, but waterproofing. If you see, just put the water. See, if you see now, as soon as the product start to separate, you can see that there's no more absorbing. Then I will show you later. Just work a little bit on this. Yes. You can see already now, the reaction already start to see. It does not absorb. Then it's very good product because it makes even more glossy, but helps to prevent stain, to prevent the dust, and stop the fluorescence, which is. Then you just rinse. I will show you. If you see now, see, it's not absorbing.
Kelihatan bedanya, Pak. Mungkin yang matanya jeli, jadi setelah terakhir digunakan stone soap ini, dia juga proteksi di lapisan atasnya. Jadi yang ditunjukkan adalah waktu diberi air,
so it
airnya
sealed. With
jadi
smaller
marmernya
quantity.
sudah seal.
With very little quantity of product, 2-3% in the water. And imagine you can do this as a regular base. You can provide the first, when you deliver the floor to your customer, they will ask you how you can maintain the floor. You just use this one to wash the floor. This is the solution. It will give a lot of problem less for stain, for no shining. The other point, the other. See, the floor. Oh, sorry. Okay. Is see, there's not that solve. Can you help?
Airnya tidak meresap masuk di.
See. Very important. When it's like this, there's nothing on top. Nothing. Okay, just to have some example or some things, but as a Kleenex, really we can provide all kind of different powder because some marble they need a different powder to be react to get the gloss. All chemical to remove problem. Maybe you have a stain, oxidation, rust. It's part of our system. The tooling to make a different kind of finishing. When you want to make a leather finishing, when you want to make a matte finishing, when you want to make bush hammer, everything is in our range. And for the machinery, we can provide the small machine up to the big machine. Depend what is the job. So please feel free to contact me to go through or SNG for any question about how to do concrete and how to do marble restoration. Some unique machine. Just UFO, where is it? Some very, very nice machine is UFO, which sometimes looks toys, but I would like somebody to come here to lift this machine, to try how this is very strong machine. It is like a small navigator, but compact. It can be used in two ways. It can be used manually for working in a narrow area in the lift, because it has the planetario. It is a planetario head. See? Same with the metal gear. Can be used, and you can do all kinds of processing, also concrete countertop. The machine is very solid, very heavy, but when the operation to work, very simple to operate. So if somebody want to try, you will see that the machine is heavy, but when you work, very light.
Ya, yang mau coba boleh, silakan bisa maju ya.
Then we also have another machine which is UFO. Was here, so you UFO. Before I saw the machine. This is also a very nice machine to make a so professional job for edge grinder, for staircase, for where you cannot reach with the normal car. It's also the unique machine in the world which is EP58. So it means you can work with water in safe condition as an end grinder. And another very important thing, you can rotate the grinding head to work, for example, in this situation, when you want to work for polishing the edge. There is no diamond here to show, so you can work to work in this situation, or you can work normally. Can I have one diamond? Let's put the same. I put the same. But this is coarse diamond, it will scratch.
It's too big.
Just to show, how easy is the machine to operate. Okay, if you see the machine has the lever here. Oh, this is broken maybe. It's okay. Is as the lever, so the machine works always flat. Is very easy to handle because has the same special wheels, so you can move 360 degrees like this, and you can work so simply on the operation. You can adjust the speed according to, you can push, machine don't stop. So this is a machine which is unique for fixing some problem from aging and etc. And is very, very simple. You can also check the job, what you're doing with the LED light on the machine. Those products are very unique in the market which we're producing.
Is it possible to curve like this?
To make the curve flex, you need a different kind of product. You need a tools which are that kind of profile. Or you can fit on top of the machine some holder which is ultra flexible with the tools which is K. It is possible to make like this. But most of my customers, how they do, they use the super shine pads, which is very flexible, to make that profile easily, especially when you need to restore that kind of profiles. So I hope I give you some information about the company which I represent, and so you understand that we can give you some solution maybe when you're talking about flooring. In the next discussion, which will be by my colleague Mr. Glenn, you will see some other things about our production that is very interesting to see. Okay, Ronnie? Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for